Welcome back. All right, big trade. Seth Jones is now a member of the Florida Panthers. And it's interesting because, of course, he made the request for a trade. And I did see people saying he's not going to get traded. That contract's terrible. Nobody's going to take that contract. Florida's taking a majority of that contract. And the Florida Panthers have an excellent track record of taking on players who people aren't necessarily all that enamored with, where it's like, oh, Florida's made a mistake, and then it's not. So this is going to be an interesting trade. Now, I'm wearing a Hawks jersey because being able to trade this contract, I think, shows that Kyle Davidson's a pretty good general manager. And the return is interesting. So Spencer Knight now goes to Chicago, which I think tells us Brossoit's not coming back this season. Brossoit hasn't made his debut with the Hawks yet. And if he did, if he came back, they'd have what, four goals? If you're going to count Jackson Stauber, who looked decent when he got called up, you'd have five in the organization. At any rate, with Knight coming in, you have to think there's another move coming. Or maybe Soderblom gets sent down, but I don't see that happening. Soderblom, I think, has been the better of the two goalies, so do you move Mrazek? See, this is where things get fun. This is why I like the trade deadline. So Spencer Knight is in year 2 out of 3 in his contract. If the handwriting looks different, it's because I got Yvonne to put this on the board because it's been hockey all day, so I didn't have a chance to put the board together. $4.5 million cap hit for Spencer Knight. The Hawks can absorb that, no problem. This season, in 23 games, he has 12 wins, 2 shutouts, a goals against average of 2.4, and a save percentage of 907. He will have a challenge keeping the save percentage at 907 with Chicago the rest of the way, but it'll be interesting to see how he's deployed. I really think the way Chicago's going to go with this is Knight and Soderblom. That's just the feeling I get, and so maybe we see Mrazek moved at the deadline. It'll be interesting to see. Also going to Chicago, a 2026 first-round draft pick. Though, Florida could trade that 2026 first round draft pick, and if they do, that becomes a 2027 first round draft pick. So I like what both teams did here. The Florida Panthers picking up Seth Jones, 26% retention of that contract by Chicago, so around $2.5 million. This season, Jones 42 games, 7 goals, 20 assists, 27 points. He's a minus 18, but he's playing for Chicago, and so this is a top 4 defenseman the Florida Panthers have added. It means that they're really tight up against the salary cap and all that. It is year 3 out of 8 for Seth Jones's contract. It's a $9.5 million cap hit, and again, it's $2.5 million that's retained. And so I like this trade for both teams, really. And that's the thing. Like, for instance, the trade earlier between Colorado and the Rangers. Love that trade for Colorado because I do like Lindgren, but I also think the Rangers did okay with the return they got. So if this is what we're going to see at the trade deadline, I think it's going to be a very interesting one. Jones is off the market now, though, so Dallas was, rumored to be in on Jones. Where do they pivot to? Which defenseman now does Dallas go after? Because Dallas needs a defenseman, considering Heiskanen being out probably at least until the playoffs, and then it gets kind of murky about when he's coming back and how far into the playoffs. So Dallas will be still in the market for a defenseman. And Seth Jones is now a member of the Panthers. So kind of fun. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you haven't done so already. I also wanted to throw in there, too, I guess this means Chris Drieger will be the backup now for Florida the rest of the season. That's my guess. But since we still have about 6 days left until the trade deadline, you never know. You never know what other moves are going to happen. So let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.